Scared your ass. Yo guys, welcome back to another video. Today's video, we reacting to 6 most disturbing forest encounters caught on camera. Yes. So today we watching some spooky dookies. I told y'all in the last one we was gonna have another, in the next video we was gonna have another spooky dookie little, little spooky dookie reaction. Feel me? So we gonna run it up today. Hopefully y'all doing good. Really, it's tonight now, but we gonna run it up. You know we had to wait till nighttime, get it full in effect. You feel me? Full scary, spooky dookie. You feel me? Hey, yo, hit us up with the HBO special. Help brother out special. Like, comment, subscribe, and we gonna get right into it. Let's run it up.
There's lots of people out here.
Definitely a good shot.
Close.
Ah! Okay. All right. Okay. That guy was right. Okay, let's go.
Holy shit, guys. There's a little animal right there. I think it might be
I ain't going to none of these places anyways, so shit, I'm chilling.
Get ready to enter a world where
I'm
quiet
safe
trails,
in my room, you feel me?
abandoned campsites, or even seemingly peaceful deserts can turn into a nightmare in seconds. Watch closely, and you won't forget what you're about to witness. Arnold Outdoors is a channel all about simple camping trips, off-grid nights, and exploring the Pacific Northwest. But on February 12th, 2021, a quiet winter trip turned into something far more tense. He and his friend had spent most of the evening searching for a place to camp, driving deep into the snowy back roads, until they finally found a secluded spot. There were no tracks in the snow or signs of recent visitors there. By the time they set up, cooked dinner, and settled in, the forest had gone pitch black, and everything around them was silent. But sometime around 11:30 p.m., that silence broke.
Yeah.
Yeah, what was that? A gunshot?
Gunshot or a vehicle? Vehicle. Or Bigfoot's f***ing screaming. Clear's day, dude. Sound like a vehicle on a gravel road.
But the more they listened, the clearer it became. Someone was firing a small handgun out there, and whoever it was were getting closer.
Hopefully that was freaky sounding.
Ears up, yeah.
Twice, loud as hell.
Almost sound like gunshots.
It did almost sound like gunshots echoing. But there's lots of people out here.
Definitely a good shot.
Close. Really close. Like within a mile.
Probably within half a
mile. It sounds like a 22 and it sounds like it's coming from that way.
Sounds like it's coming from behind you.
It's 11:30. Someone must be going to bed. Shooting guns off before they go to bed or something.
Scare all the coyotes off.
Sounded like a 22 to me.
Kinda, yeah.
Cracky, snappy.
Or a handgun.
Yeah.
Might have been a 9.
It really sounds like it's coming from that way to me. I'm gonna turn my head.
They paused for a moment, nerves on edge, and trying to figure out their next move.
I feel like we should at least once. Yeah. Just one shot. So they can't pinpoint us, but they know we're here. You know what I mean? I'll shoot Maggie.
Oh, you got an extra round? Don't shoot
I have one extra silver tip.
No, don't do that.
Yeah,
Moments later, the sound of an engine echoed through the trees. The headlights appeared next, slowly sweeping through the darkness. That was when Arnold realized it was time to take immediate action.
Vehicle.
It sounds like they're moving. Let's turn that off.
Yeah, go. Yeah. You want to get it?
You can do it.
Yeah, that sounded like a vehicle to me. revving up. Wow.
Oh.
He got a gun on him.
They're right in there, dude. They're like driving around shooting. Hooting and hollering and shooting. It's teenagers hooting and hollering. Lights. They might shoot at us. Kill it and get low. For real.
They quickly turned off all the
Holy
lights
shit.
as the group outside kept getting closer.
You can hear them yelling too, though.
Fire. Where's? It's like, fire, don't fire. God dang, right there. No. I'm pretty sure he said fire. The one dude said where, and then he said, God dang, right there.
Yeah,
Pointing towards
like
our
a
fire.
Yeah.
Like they saw our fire.
The group eventually moved on, still shouting and firing randomly as they drove off into the dark. But that incident had been more than enough to send their adrenaline through the roof. Later, once things settled down, Arnold and his friend walked down the road to confirm they were gone, checking tracks under the full moon. And only then did they finally head back to camp to try and sleep. But the night wasn't done with them. At around 3 a.m., the wind picked up, and their pop-up shelter tore loose, flipping across the campsite. They scrambled outside in the freezing cold to grab it before it blew away again, eventually taking the walls down and tying it off. And by morning, the tension of the night was written all over the campsite, the overturned pop-up, the tracks from the vehicle, and the lingering question of what might have happened if the shooters had gotten even closer. Alexander is the man behind the channel, Smotri Suda, dedicated to solo trips and exploring the unknown in the forest. But on this night, on July 29th, 2021, Alexander was alone near his tent, eating his fish, when strange sounds started creeping through the darkness.
What the hell is this? What the is this? What the is this? The is about to start. Oh.
High-pitched calls echoed through the trees. The sounds were eerie, and something about them felt off. The setting sun cast a dim glow across the landscape, but he still wasn't sure what was out and what had made those sounds. He stayed alert, whispering to himself and trying to remain calm as the forest seemed to watch his every move. Every crack of a branch made him tense up even more. And by morning, he finally allowed himself to rest. Nothing was gone, nothing had attacked, but the forest still felt like it was watching. The northwest wind spends his nights testing limits and camping under the stars in thick, shadowed forests. And on September 13th, 2025, Sam headed back to a forest clearing where he had camped before. The tent from his last visit was still there, half hidden in overgrown weeds and thick underbrush, and the air was heavy with the forest pressing in on all sides, and every step through the thick prickers made his heart jump. As Sam found a nice camping spot, he started setting up his gear. But strangely, the woods felt even more alive.
I feel like I'm being watched every direction that I look in is all completely forested and vegetative, so I just have no bearing or sense of what is actually beyond like my zone number 1, like zone 1 being like within 50 yards, everything I can see. It's only just before 8 o'clock, still a little bit of sunlight left, but I just feel that feeling again. It's not as strong. I don't feel like, I don't know how to describe it. Just the vibe. There's a vibe here and I don't like it at all. There's also a very weird smell.
Every rustle made him stop, his eyes jumping toward the trees. Even during dinner, he kept catching faint shapes slipping between the trunks. And just as he thought, it couldn't get any worse, the night took a different turn.
I did just hear someone yelling back there. Someone's yelling back there. I don't know how far away, reasonably close. And I hear people walking too. Might not be easy to pick up on the camera, but not that far behind me.
His heart was racing, and he kept talking about that uneasy feeling he couldn't shake. Throughout the camp, he could hear people moving closer, footsteps brushing against thick bushes. At one point, things escalated, and the woods felt like they were closing in on him.
I think I saw one person earlier walking way back far over there. They were heading kind of horizontal. Don't even think they looked over and saw me. There's definitely people back in there. I can see them. Holy crap, okay. Okay. That was as real of a reaction as you're gonna get, just like the last video. God, that scared the living out of me. Okay, I need to calm down.
He grew more cautious by each second, every sound making the darkness feel a little closer.
They're like 200 yards that way. Just standing there. There's like that overhanging tree right about there. You could barely see it beyond my fingers, and they're just standing right there. I only see one person. And the last thing I'm going to do is run through the forest again in the middle of the night with no idea what's going on behind me. So we're going to hang tight here for a few minutes and try and feel this out. I might honestly just walk over there, but I don't think that would be the safest thing to do. Get my headlight out, hang on. Someone's walking back. Super thick over there. Someone's walking back behind this over here. And now they just stopped. Hi! I hear somebody talking. It's definitely humans because you can hear the 2 steps. You can clearly hear the gate, as Tony Random Adventures would call it, the gate. You can hear it.
A little while later, Sam gathered the courage to head back into the forest and check on the strange sounds he had heard earlier. But just as he began searching the area, something happened that made one thing certain. He would never set foot in those woods again.
Hey, how are ya? Yeah, I don't think we're gonna stay tonight, boys and girls. Ah! Okay, okay, okay. All right, okay. That guy was right, okay, let's go. All right, I'm out. See ya. See ya. Okay, okay.
And this time, the forest had claimed the night, and Sam left with the feeling that it wasn't done. Jens is a creator who documents solo adventures in his 4Runner, focusing on off-road trips, truck camping, and cooking outdoors. And on November 15th, 2025, he headed out alone into the desert for an overnight trip. His aim was to find a quiet spot and cook a simple but satisfying dinner. The day started off easy. The Forerunner pushed through a muddy stretch better than Jens expected, and with the rough terrain, he figured he'd have the place to himself. It was a perfect solo night, but with that slight edge that comes from being alone. He spent the evening journaling, setting the fire, and enjoying himself. But even then, the desert still had a strange feeling to it.
So it was a little bit eerie going out all alone. Just in the desert for me. I don't know. I don't know what it is, even though this is where I live right now, but
Yo, I just went and made
done
some
a lot of
pasta.
solo
That's
camping
my
in
fault.
life at this
I'm back
point.
now.
And I never
Yes, I
feel like a little bit eerie. I don't know what that feeling is.
And out of nowhere comes a small animal right up to his vehicle and sniffs around the back.
Holy shit, guys. There's a little animal right there. I think it might be a little bobcat. Coyote. Shoo! Go away! I hope he's not attracted to my food. What was that thing? God. I'm gonna eat this in my freaking car. I don't want to be out here. That's all.
Jens stayed calm, but definitely alert, as it checked things out. However, things turned nasty when that animal wouldn't leave him alone.
Oh my gosh. Well, it's safe to say we are not alone out here. Jeez. You can call me a baby if you want, bro. But I have no idea what is outside my car right now. Some type of critter animal.
After cleaning up, he got into the rooftop tent. But the feeling of being watched never fully went away, and the desert made every small sound feel bigger than it was. Morning finally leveled everything out. Light came in, the desert was quiet again, and Jensen took in the view before packing up. He had to deal with the mud one more time on the way out, but the night stuck with him. A reminder that even on a calm trip, you're never completely alone out there. English Woodsman is a YouTube channel where Daniel, the creator, goes out into small patches of woodland and urban forests exploring and filming the experience. But on June 15th, 2025, he returned to a small urban woodland that he'd visited before. It was a place that was easy to overlook, but one that always gave him an uneasy feeling. He walked around exploring, unaware that his camera was catching something eerie in the background.
Yo,
Yo,
So there is signs
yo, what's up?
of probably
what's good, nigga?
kids or someone camping around here.
Say what's good.
But
So who's
Daniel
gonna
didn't
record a
pay
little
much
YouTube video
attention
right
to
now?
the noises and didn't think anything more
What's
of
up,
them.
guys?
He simply
I'm
began
recording 6 most disturbing forest encounters caught on camera.
unpacking, setting up his tent, starting a small fire, and
How you
using
been,
a
G? You
cheap
been
Chinese
chilling?
stove and a skillet to
Yeah.
cook some pork
Yeah,
chops. As night fell, the quiet of the woods became more
Just made me a little bit of pasta. It was low key trash though, but you know, nah, bro. I boiled the pasta, doing some Rayo's
Wait, how
tomato
How-
sauce.
how-
Rayo's tomato
how
sauce.
much time did you boil it for?
Like 10 minutes.
That's your problem.
Yeah, the pasta didn't come out bad, but like it just didn't taste the best. I put on the Rayo's tomato sauce, and then
Okay,
put
okay.
on some ricotta. Feel me? Sprinkled on some ricotta cheese, and then I was like, alright, I'm ready to try it. I tried it, and I was like, yeah, this can go in the trash, but it wasn't a bad make. Feel me?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Don't let one bad thing discourage you.
Yeah,
You know
yeah,
what
yeah.
I'm saying? That's a life lesson, I
The
feel like.
chef didn't become a chef overnight making pasta. You feel me? Like,
Right.
he had to make pasta a million times to become a chef. Feel me? So you just
Right.
gotta keep
It's a
going.
life lesson.
Just gotta keep going.
Tatum? Speaking of whom, your daughter, I'll see this right.
Tense. The wind was minimal, but branches moved and twigs snapped in ways that weren't immediately explainable.
Just feels so uneasy, so unsettled. Wow. I'm going to play that back and see if I've got that. I'm not too sure we've, obviously snipped through the GoPro, but yeah. That sounded a very weird noise. Like a weird animal noise what I hadn't heard before.
Then, weird noises outside the tent stopped him mid-sentence.
Dropping a hint at me. That's my stove, that. Hello? That was my stove being moved.
He told himself it could be a fox or badger, but the way the movement happened, and looking back on the earlier footage, you can't help but think about something else. The sounds kept coming, and no one was visible, with nothing out of place besides the subtle movement of his stove. He stayed quiet, not moving, just watching the edges of the firelight. Morning brought light, but also more questions. The stove had moved again overnight, but the area showed no signs of recent human presence. Packing up, he felt the weight of the woods in a different way, calm in the day, but alert and watchful at night. Roaming Reckless is a channel that follows solo overland camping adventures, often with her dog Tazzy. On October 26, 2025, she set out for a weekend in the Colorado desert. What started as a routine camping trip quickly turned into a test of patience and caution. The night before, a heavy thunderstorm had swept through the area. The campsite she had picked was well reviewed but came with a clear warning. If it rained, vehicles could get stuck. By morning, the clay-like desert ground, locally called gumbo, had transformed into thick, sticky mud. Walking across it, even with Tazzy, was tricky, and any attempt to drive the truck out could have ended in disaster. Worse, she discovered the area was under a flood watch. Flash floods were possible, and there was no way to leave until the ground dried. She spent the day carefully managing the situation. First, she checked water levels in the dry creek nearby, making sure Tazzy stayed safe on the edges. She wiped down muddy paws, organized the truck, and handled chores like washing dishes and tidying gear. All the while, she kept an eye on water levels from a safe distance. The flood threat and the sticky mud meant they couldn't go anywhere, but she stayed productive, using the time to organize her truck and get some work done via Starlink. Late that night, everything went silent. Then the voices started.
That was crazy.
A whole group of coyotes had closed in, their calls echoing through the dark. She sat frozen in the cab.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure you fucking do, nigga.
Listening as they moved around her. Too close and
Yeah,
far
bro,
too
I
calm
get it,
for
bro. Your
comfort.
spring break's fucking after mine, bro. You're so fucking lucky.
Yes, bro, I got school. I'm a little fucking pussy boy. What about it?
Yeah, you're so fucking lucky. Call you Mr. Fucking Lucky Man.
Call me your lucky man.
Call you Mr. Fucking Lucky Man, alright?
Yeah, I literally see him out there.
I've been waiting on my left. This ain't no gun.
Honey.
The next morning brought relief.
Bless you, nigga.
The sun came out, and the creek had receded.
Call you Mr. Lucky
The mud
Blessful,
began
nigga.
drying, giving them a path out.
Call me
She and
Mr.
Tazzy
fucking
were
lucky
safe.
Blessings, nigga.
By
Mr. Lucky Blessful nigga.
mid-morning, she was able to start planning her exit from the campsite,
Alright, bro, so
confident
we
that the
recording
ground
or
could
not?
now support the truck,
I am
Or not?
currently.
and
I'm
nothing
currently
dangerous
recording
was nearby.
What you recording?
the 6 disturbing videos.
Neo Bailey's channel is all about
Oh,
camping
shit.
and
What
the wild
number are you on?
outdoors.
I'm
And on
just the last
August
one.
30th, 2021,
Oh shit.
he was doing the exact same thing as always. The night started out quietly, with him zipped up in his tent and just settling in. But then the noises
I can
outside
hear
made
it.
his
It's
blood
in
run
Nuke's top
cold.
10.
Nigga said tops 10. It's Nuke's top 5, bro. No, bro. It's not Nuke's
Oh.
top 5. Bro, who's Nuke's top 10, bro? I don't know that dude. I don't
That's
know.
his other account. He
Oh,
has two
shit.
accounts.
Nuke's top 10.
Nuke's top 5. Bro, I know that voice from anywhere, bro. I was like,
These were
bro,
the howls
that's
of
gotta be
wild
Nuke.
coyotes.
It's not him, bro.
He grabbed his flashlight and stayed inside,
It's not
listening
doing
as
it.
the coyotes circled his tent.
It is.
Gradually,
Is it-
the noise
wait, is
faded,
it Moist
and the
Critical?
coyotes
No, it's the Fear Factory.
Wait, are you watching Baby
moved
No
off.
Money?
But for a while,
I'm watching
Bailey felt the tension.
BBNO.
But with nowhere
money.
to go, he had to stay hidden and completely silent.
Landon, he's bro. He
If these
supports
stories send
transsexual
chills
rights.
down your spine, be sure to like and subscribe to see more real
I don't
encounters.
support transsexual
Here,
rights.
the wilderness turns out to be
Alright guys, if y'all fuck with that video, go ahead and hit some with the HBO special and on the Help Brother Out special. Like, comment, subscribe. And until the next one, safety. We're gonna catch y'all.